Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon for all points in between. It is Monday. It is 8 o'clock Eastern, and if it's Monday at 8 o'clock, it is Mighty Monkeys Nerd World News. And I am your host, Carl Yastrzymski. Nice to see everybody tonight. On board with us, as always, producer, director, and extraordinary president, Mr. Daniel Carmen. Below him, in the lower right corner is James Irish, and off to the left would be none other than the infamous Comic Chicks, Tanya.
I can't get the pointing right.
You can't get the pointing right. We need practice at the pointing.
Yeah. Okay.
How you doing, John? Very good to see you guys.
Chris up there
as well. Let's jump right into the entertainment value of the evening as I find my panel of stories. There we go. Marvel's United States of Captain America introduces a new LGBTQ hero. Later this year, Marvel will celebrate Captain America's 80th anniversary with a new miniseries that finds Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson embarking on a cross-country road trip to recover Steve's stolen shield. The pair will run into a few former Caps along the way, including Bucky Barnes and John Walker. However, the series will also introduce several new characters who wear the famous stars and stripes, and that will include Aaron Fisher, the latest LGBTQ hero to join the Marvel Universe. Aaron's debut will coincide with Pride Month, when the United States of Captain America's first issue arrives in June. Aaron is the Captain America of the railways. Marvel says that he's also a fearless teen who stepped up to protect fellow runaways and the unhoused. Writer Christopher Cantwell and artist Dale Eaglesham will introduce Aaron in a series' main storyline. However, the first issue also features a backup story that takes a closer look at Aaron's origin. Joshua Trujillo and Jan Basil Lud, I'm going to massacre this name and I feel bad about that. Bazaldua, there we go, are presiding over the story as writer and artist, respectively. Look for that this coming June. There's a quote from there's a quote from Jan. I want to thank editor Alana Smith and Joshua Trujillo very much for asking me to create Aaron. I really enjoyed designing him, and as a transgender person myself, I'm happy to be able to present an openly gay person who admires Captain America and fights against evil to help those who are almost invisible to society. While I was drawing him, I thought, well, Cap fights against super powerful beings and saves the world almost always. But Aaron helps those who walk alone in the street with problems that they face every day. I hope people like the end result. Marvel will continue to announce more new Cap-adjacent heroes in the coming weeks. Each one will also get their own backup stories in subsequent issues. Marvel will release the United States of Captain America #1 on June 2nd, and I am looking forward to seeing that. This is the time of the show right off the bat where we jump over to a lowly little dance studio, this little perfect hole in the wall that we love so much. And that's where we're going to find a pair of comic chicks getting ready to tap their little happy butts off. Tanya and Ann, what do you guys got going on this week?
One, I'm trying to figure out how to get both of us in the picture. There it goes.
You did great. You're there. Hi, Ann.
Oh,
I'm weird. I can't help it.
Yeah.
You're not used to me yet?
No, I said I'm weird, not you. I said me.
Okay. Go to it.
Nightwing #78, Leaping into the Light, Part 1. Nightwing is back, and his drive to keep Bloodhaven safe has never been stronger. But his adopted city has elected a new mayor with the last name Mizuko. Is it related to Danny?
I knew you were going to say that.
Sorry.
Prince Zuko.
When Nightwing enlists Batgirl's help in investigating the politician bearing the same name as the man who murdered his parents, not married, murdered, she unearths details that will shock and fundamentally change the hero. The New York Times bestselling team of writer Tom Taylor and artist Bruno Redondo are about to take Nightwing to the next stage of his evolution as a hero. Ooh.
Okay, Thor 13 Prey, Part 5. The Vengeful, Donald Blake, Thor's oh my God. The Vengeful Donald Blake, Thor's enchanted axe, Jarborn, and the World Tree. Not a good combination. With Thor still nowhere to be found, Blake is about to finish what he started, the end of Asgard. Meanwhile, Valkyrie manages to track down the long-absent Odin, but he is not the same all-father he once was. Can Odin rise to the occasion and help his son and Asgard? And who will help Lady Sif?
Mhm.
and the other dimensional blood. Surprises abound, and the gods face the fight of their eternal lives.
In the penultimate chapter of Prey.
I can't read tonight.
Oh, you were in the barn though, right?
I was in the barn all
yeah.
night.
X-Force number 18. Welcome to their nightmares. Quentin Quire returns to Krakoa to find a nightmare creature wreaking havoc on X-Force.
Ooh.
But what deadly secrets are X-Force hiding, and who's trying to unearth them?
I gotta read that one. Okay, Catwoman number 29. So far, Selena Kyle's ambitious plan to gain control of Alleytown has been going perfectly.
Perfect.
But she's about to run headlong into a brand new foe and pass right through them. Riddle us this, Catwoman. What do the Kaiden mob and the non-corporeal assassin and Poison Ivy have in common? And when it comes to solving riddles, there's only one person Selena can go to, no matter how much she hates the idea.
A DM, right? Dungeon Master? That solves really. Never mind. Anne doesn't understand that.
I did understand that reference, but no, it's
I
probably,
understand that.
it's probably the Riddler.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's the one in green with all the question marks on it.
And sometimes purple with question marks,
Oh,
depending
okay.
on which universe you're in.
Okay. So Comic Chicks will be live on Wednesday, March 17th. We might have green beer or something. I don't know.
Oh, making corned beef and cabbage.
I am not eating corned beef and cabbage. I am bringing my own dinner. Thank you very much, though. We will have some comics to give away because we want to give some comics away and possibly some even more items that might be green.
Grogu?
Maybe. Tune in to see. So we're going to throw it back to you, Chris and James and Dan. And my arm's getting really, really tired from holding my phone. So we're going to go.
We love you.
Dancing.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
We'll see you guys soon. And that, my dear friends, none other than the legendary Anne and Tanya, the Comic Chicks. They'll be coming at you live like a spider monkey on Wednesday, St. Patrick's Day. Ooh, boy. Let's jump over to the comments section before we run into the next section of the show. There's Bill. How you doing, Bill? Go, yes, absolutely. Peter's on board. How you doing, Peter? Douglas is procrastinating. Nice. Well done. And there's Lady Kells. Good to see you. Hello from Gina and Connor. Good to see you. And our friend Sam. Hi, Sam. Welcome aboard. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. Come back again and see us another time. And we have responded to Gina already in the chat board. Awesome. Our team is on point. So today's Nerd World News. On Wednesday is Comic Chicks in a podcast we'll talk about later. But tomorrow, Tuesday, is the day that we usually hear from the legendary James Irish on our Patreon blog. It's patreon.com/mighty, or excuse me, FC3ROC. Elitetree's got the Mighty Monkey there. And Peter, I'm going to get to your question shortly, right after James is done with his thing. So, James, take it away. Tell us what you got going on this week, my friend.
Well, tomorrow on the Patreon blog, it's the Williams Arcade Smash Joust, which still stands out today as one of the weirdest games to come out of the first heyday of arcade titles. We'll examine every fold and feather of John Newcomer's two-player classic and try to figure out what exactly he was thinking when putting together this game, which is equal parts serious and silly. Now, for
I love that game.
we're
love
crossing
that game.
over. What was that?
I loved that game.
Yeah, but you can't deny it's a little on the odd side.
Oh, well, yeah, so am I, though.
So, anyhow, over in podcast land, Gaming Street Regulars crosses over with the Monkey Business Podcast this week. So if you're looking for your long-form video game podcast fix, tune in to our flagship podcast on Wednesday. But there's something strange in your podcast player this Friday. I'm teaming up with my friend Pembroke W. Corky to present an all-new program examining the wild and woolly world of animation, starting with the hit series The Real Ghostbusters, which aired on ABC and in syndication from Deke Animation and Columbia Distribution. It's the Pemmy and James kinda, sorta, hopefully funny cartoon podcast, debuting on March 19th. And we hope you folks come along with us on this bi-weekly ride where we alternate with Dan and Chris Save the World. Chris, any questions?
I'm all set, my friend. Thank you very much, as always. Good to hear from you. So let's see what we got here. Peter, does anyone know what the new B&M sets are coming out this year for Doctor Who? I unfortunately don't have that information, but if we dig that up, I'll definitely let you know as soon as I find out. Let's see. And Bill goes on to say Falcon and Winter Soldier starts this Friday. I'm very much looking forward to that. The Mighty Monkey Beard is gone. Yeah, been gone for a little while now. Loved Joust, so did I. Played Joust a long time ago. Yep. Elizabeth Rice did cry about animated ducks. I'm very sorry to hear that, but I think it was good tears. I'm hoping because, good story, etc., stuff like that. And nice, love that cartoon. DuckTales finale just wrapped up. Gotcha. Okay, I see that. So the past couple of weeks, we have taken this little opportunity between James's spot and the next spot in the storyboard to drop in one of our old videos from back in the day. This is what we call affectionately the Enterprise video. It was a montage of quotes and references performed by the Drama Club at Aquinas Institute of Rochester on Dewey, where Dan and I graduated from, along with our friend Brian and Dee and many others. The kids learned the whole script in what, like an hour, and then they did it on the 6th take. They nailed it. And I was inspired because there's this great scene in the first Avengers movie where they're in the Battle of New York, and everybody talks about it. There's this sweeping moment where the music is pulling up, and it just goes. It's one take. It's just one hero to the next hero to the next hero, and they did it all in one shot. And I wanted to do what I was starting to call the one take scene, and this is what this is. This is basically a homage to all things sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. I want to see how many of those references you guys get. You got to let me know after the video. But this is, like I said, what we affectionately call the Enterprise video. It's the next step in Emily and Kelsey's quest to find the puzzle. Hit it, Dan.
Y'all come on this boat for different reasons, but y'all came to the same place. So now I'm asking more of you than I've ever asked before. Maybe all. But sure as I know anything, I know this. They will try again. Maybe on another world. Maybe on this very ground swept clean. A year from now, 10, they'll swing back the belief that they can make people better. And I do not hold to that. So no more running. I aim to misbehave.
I want your legal advice. Professor Challenger threatens to sue my newspaper for downing his yarn about live dinosaurs.
I believe Challenger is insane. He nearly killed 3 reporters that I sent to interview him today.
Hang on, lady. We're going for a ride.
I've got a bad feeling about this. On your left.
A construction project of that magnitude would require a hell of a lot more manpower than the Imperial Army had to offer. I bet that they were hiring independent contractors on that thing. Plumbers, aluminum siders, roofers.
So not just Imperials, is what you're getting at.
Exactly. In order to get it built quickly and quietly, they'd have to hire anybody that can do the job. Do you think the average stormtrooper is able to install a toilet main?
Do you know how Twilight should have ended? About 10 minutes in, Buffy comes out of nowhere and spikes Edward. The end!
How are we? For crying out loud, Ma! I'm coming! I'll be back. On your left.
On my left, got it. Hey, come on, we're not hosting an intergalactical kegger down here.
One small bite is enough to feed the stomach of a grown man.
How many did you eat?
4.
Feed me, Seymour!
Wait a minute, Doc. You mean to tell me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're going to build a time machine into a car, you might as well do it with style.
I'm not a muggle! My letter just got lost in the mail! What are we doing here anyway?
Getting ready for something.
Something? Is that all you got?
Hey, isn't it enough?
I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Let's do it. Okay, so the lady over there just told me that Marco Polo was in the year 1275!
It's not just a water sport, I knew it! Don't say it. Don't say it!
On your left.
Come on!
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal!
Never does not exist for the human mind. Only not yet.
Hey. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, it's water. Is this just, okay. Hey. We're gonna take this. And this. Thank you. Didn't mean to interrupt. This. Come on. And this one too. Come on. What's wrong with you? Thank you. We're just gonna take this.
Mighty Monkey Productions. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah.
I missed that. That was a lot of fun. Peter Huber is over here too. I saw him on the chat. That's awesome. Peter, it's great to see you, buddy.
Did you know he was going to be on?
I didn't know. That was amazing. That's fantastic.
Oh.
All right.
Whoops. Okay. That's not up to do. There we go.
And there's this. If you look for it on YouTube, there's a tribute to John Williams by a Canadian a cappella group called Moose Butter, and they do this great thing where they use the Star Wars theme, but they make no Star Wars reference. Well, no, they make Star Wars references, but they don't. Oh God, I can't remember how it works. They don't use any Star Wars music, but they make Star Wars references using all of John Williams' other songs, right? So you hear Indiana Jones, you hear Jaws, you hear Jurassic Park. There's like whole thing where they do all these Star Wars references, but they're never using Star Wars music, and so that kind of sunk in while I was writing this, where I didn't want to make any Star Trek references at all. I wanted the visual at the end to be the obvious Star Trek reference, and that's why we ended up calling it the Enterprise scene. So that was just a lot of fun, and the kids did such a great job with it. I love that one. So next week we will come up with the finale of that series. So you will see the end, and that was the original introduction of FC3, which would have inevitably become the 2016 show. And yeah, you guys got a lot of them. I was looking at them and seeing the Little Shop of Horrors. Now here's a Little Shop of Horrors bonus material. The young lady who grabbed the granola bar and yelled, "Feed me Seymour," her name is Audrey. So I did not plan on putting that line in until I saw that Audrey Grout was actually going to be part of the cast. And then as soon as I saw her there, and I'm like, this is obvious. I have to do this. So I told her about it, and she was all on board. So she jumped right in on that one. So that was a lot of fun. And I'm glad
a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So moving on and getting back to the items at hand. Speaking of Star Wars, a Mandalorian fan spent over $10,000 to build a life-size Razor Crest replica. You guys might have seen this already. It's been all over the news the past couple of days here. A Russian fan of the hit TV series The Mandalorian spent over 10 grand to build a life-size Razor Crest replica. The gunship is widely known as Din Djarin's trusted travel method of choice, though it has caused him no small amount of frustration along the way. In addition to space travel, the ship has a small but familiar link to Baby Yoda. As the Mandalorian continues to enjoy a considerable amount of success, fans are gifted with the characters, weapons, and reference points that linger long after the episodes have finished. The sheer amount of mileage that the series has gained from the introduction of Baby Yoda, or Grogu as we now know him, alone has been remarkable, with the pint-sized hero carrying a significant degree of mystery and intrigue with him. What's more, the Star Wars universe being what it is ensures that fans are not only riveted by what's to come, but also inspired to venture off on their own and use their imaginations in their own unique ways. Time and time again, this has resulted in some pretty interesting interpretations and arguably helped maintain the inclusivity that Star Wars has always offered its dedicated fan base. Those pictures are out there. I believe there's even a video on screenrant.com and YouTube. So check that out. It is very, very cool. This is an article from about a year ago, but it has tie-ins to the closing article of the storyboard of the night. We might have dozens of contactable alien neighbors. So from Star Wars to aliens nearby in our own reality. Isn't that great? Oh, by the way, Star Wars theory that the galaxy far, far away is actually Andromeda. We'll talk about that another day, maybe on a podcast. Moving on. At this point, it appears all but assured that we are not alone. I mean, the evidence is overwhelming. A quintet of cows mysteriously sapped of all blood and surgically separated from their genitals. Sounds like aliens to me. Come on. According to the Cut and also the local sheriff's deputy, all of those strange, apparent physics-defying flight machines Navy pilots have reported encountering for years, even the Pentagon now feels comfortable confirming that these are indeed UFOs, wobbling spookily across our skies. And while we cannot assume that these are for sure captained by space invaders, consider this. A new, somewhat hypothetical census of our potential extraterrestrial neighbors has determined that the Milky Way galaxy hosts possibly 36 intelligent alien civilizations at a minimum. Now, that article goes on to talk about that theory, but I bring that all up to bring our final story for the day with you. NASA warns that alien life may not be, hey, Captain Jack Harkness, bangable. Anyway, moving on. Following a recent uptick in UFO interest, NASA cautioned curious citizens against the notion that extraterrestrial life will be sexually desirable. NASA's interstellar sexual health spokesperson, this person exists. It's a real post.
How'd they get that job?
What's that, Dan?
How'd they get that job?
I don't know, but that's awesome. She decried the golden age of sci-fi in the 60s and 70s for creating unrealistic templates for attractive aliens. She goes on to is quoted as saying, horny writers who were paid by the word to appeal to teenagers set a standard that lingers to this day, Clarice explained. Do not expect aliens to be ageless nymphic creatures that are fascinated by our naive ways or statuesque stoic warriors who somehow find nebbish heroes charming. Miss Cravault sternly condemned the popular assumption that aliens will be attractive humanoids with quirky secondary traits. What would be the evolutionary advantage for having cat-like eyes or tentacle hair? Seriously. NASA released an accompanied document to inform citizens who await close encounters of the carnal kind of the wide variety of unappealing phenotypes that could exist in the universe. Here's the final quote that I'm going to leave you guys with. It is entirely possible that first contact takes place with insectoid creatures who lay thousands of glittering eggs, a self-reproducing slime who have no use for rudimentary genitals, or if the aliens are a gaseous sprite that communicates telepathically, where would you even, how? Take that with you as a grain of salt, and don't say we didn't warn you.
Gosh.
I'm beginning to think some of us have spent too much time in lockdown.
What's that, James?
I'm beginning to think some of us have spent too much time in lockdown.
Oh, God, yeah, that was settled a long time ago. Let's jump back to the conversation board here. Gina goes on to say, I'm just glad someone made a Buffy slaying Edward meme reference. Yes, absolutely. Couldn't let that one slide by. And Kel's, I'd like to see that lady's resume. Absolutely. Me too. All right. So this is the time and place where we start wandering around in the land of birthdays. This is kind of a good week for him, too. There's some big ones going on. Today, the 15th of March, 2021, we say happy birthday to actor Jai Courtney, singer Dee Snider. We're not going to take the cake anymore, apparently. And actress Eva Longoria. It also would have been the birthday of Justice Supreme Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We miss her immensely. Tomorrow will be the birthday on the 16th of March of Gilmore Girls veteran Lauren Graham, actor Victor Garber, and actress Alexandra Daddario. On St. Patrick's Day, the 17th, people wearing the green and blowing out candles, John Boyega, Kurt Russell, soccer player Mia Hamm, and actor Rob Lowe. On Thursday, the 18th, we say happy birthday to Queen Latifah, Adam Levine, and Miss Lily Collins. On the 19th, a pair of legends, Bruce Willis and Glenn Close. Saturday, the 20th, we say happy birthday to actor David Thewlis, director Spike Lee, Ruby Rose, and the late, great Fred Rogers. If you are in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood on Saturday, make sure you blow out a couple of candles in his honor. And on Sunday, the 21st, we round off this particular week with actor Matthew Broderick, comedian Rosie O'Donnell, actor Scott Eastwood, and the man of 1,000 faces, and all of them deranged, Gary Oldman. Guys, if it's your birthday this week, happy birthday. I hope you have a great one. I hope you're able to share it with some friends and family as close as you possibly can. And that, my dear friends, is that for Nerd World News on Monday. Tomorrow, make sure you check out James's Patreon blog on Wednesday. You will see Monkey Business podcast get posted where we talk about the Netflix docuseries High Score. And you will also have some evening visiting with the Comic Chicks. On Thursday, back again with James and Chrissy on Gaming Street Irregulars. You will not see us. Dan and Chris will not be saving the world on Friday, but James's new project will be popping up on Friday on the podcast network, transistor.fm. And then we just might. We'll talk a little bit more about it on Nerd World News next week, but Dan and I are going to save the world live next Friday using our StreamYards account and our Twitch stream and our YouTube stream and our Facebook live. So you're going to get to hang out episode 4 of Dan and Chris Save the World live 1 week from this coming Friday. Guys, I love you all. I hope you're having a great time. I hope that little dash of spring filled up the spirit, got you ready to get going, and we can plow through a little bit more cold weather, a little bit together. So you guys have a great week. Have a safe week, and we will talk to you again next week. See ya.